Speaking of special.
This is, I said, you know, let's just get into election 2016.
I think it's time.
And you know, in the past, and every time when a president's elected, we always have a colorized coin set. We've done it. I've done it since I think the very first year I had those on the air was probably President Reagan's second.
Oh wow, so way back.
Yeah, second term. I mean, it's been that long,
yeah.
Okay, since we've done that. But I've never done the candidates before, okay? With your opportunity to basically vote, you know, pre-vote in the election. And like I said, we have the presidential seal with both. So we have a Hillary Clinton set, and whatever your predilection is in this election, we'll be keeping a running counter of this as well.
We'll let you know how it goes.
Right. We'll let you know. We'll call it 8 to our polling, if you will.
Yeah, everybody else has their own poll. We might as well have one, too.
We gotta have one too. And so what it ultimately comes down to, and you have the opportunity for this, and like you have Hillary Clinton, of course, would be the first female president.
Sure.
Donald Trump, of course, would be the first businessman as president since Herbert Hoover, as a matter of fact. And so we've got kind of important times in their lives that you're going to see right here that puts them on, that follows their road to the White House, if you will. So here's what we've got, and it's your choice, one or the other, of course. You can buy 1 set, 5 sets, or 10 sets. Either one of these, I would quite argue, is an historic selection, okay, whichever one that it is. So you can buy 1 set, and a set is this, okay, the entire set with the box and the whole thing that you're going to have, and that's with the presidential seal that you're going to have right there, candidate for the presidency that you're going to have, and then you've got Donald J. Trump on those other 3. Now, these are all United States government issue state quarters that are, you know, for Donald Trump, of course, it's going to be New York, and you're going to have those involved in that as well, and I'm going to get these out, so you're going to have the New York quarter, and then they've been colorized, so they're official United States government issue coins that you're going to have. And so to give these as gift, let's say you have an election party, whatever it is that you're going to have. I think Donald Trump's are all New York. He's kind of an all New York guy.
I can tell you that Hillary's, one of hers is Arkansas.
Sure.
And New York, the District of Columbia.
Massachusetts.
Okay, there you have it.
Massachusetts, of course, because she was the senator from Massachusetts.
And I think you're right. I think all Donald Trumps are all New York.
Are all New York, yeah.
Makes
he's kind of an all New York kind of guy.
By the way, Clinton is in the lead.
At this point.
But not by much.
Right. Well,
not by much.
That's exactly right. And so, like I said, you know, and we've always done this.
Yeah.
It was interesting when we had President Bush was elected, is when we really started running this, George W. Bush, President George W. Bush. We sold, I think, 100,000 sets or so over the course after his inauguration. When President Obama was elected, we sold the better part of about 800,000 of these sets.
I'm not surprised.
It was because it was historic. Right. Now, in that instance, President H.W. Bush was not necessarily historic. I mean, insofar as, you know, the son of a former president, certainly. But this is absolutely historic in just kind of any way that you want to look at it. Now, if we can, if it's possible, so you can get it down to $16.99 a set. These, by the way, are 100% exclusive to us here
I didn't know that. That's great.
100% exclusive to us. So if we could show you what the 10 sets look like, because you get 10 sets that with the box and the whole thing all together that you're going to see right there, whoever you vote for, I mean, and that's what we're doing. There you go. So there's going to be 10 sets.
Or if you're a historian and you just kind of love the idea of being able, I would get a set of each. So let me give you an idea. So the 1 set on both choices is $19.95. If you purchase the 5 sets, it's $79.95, but we're offering it on FlexPay. So you can get it at home for under $40. It's 2 flex. And then the 10 set, which is what we're showing you, it's on 4 flexible payments for only $42.49. So it's very, very affordable to get. Yeah. By the way, Clinton is still up by 2 points.
Well, here's the interesting thing. That's the number of orders. We don't know if they bought 1 or 5 or 10.
Yeah,
so you have to take that into account as well. And we have to see which one is the most popular in terms of the number. I mean, for Hillary Clinton, is it the 1s? Donald Trump, is it the 10s? Is what it is. But what I want to do, more importantly, regardless of who you're, like I said, voting for.
I think either way, you've got a bit of history. Don't you agree? I mean, it's a really interesting election.
Now, one thing that I said they were all quarters, with the exception, of course, of the one with the presidential seal. This is actually a $half that actually has the presidential seal on it. So you can see, you've got the $half here, and then that's Donald John Trump right there, campaign for presidency.
By the way.
That's right. Who's the nominee, the presumptive nominee they have for 2016. Yep. That's on the $half. All the other ones are on quarters that you're going to have right there. And these are all going to be New York state quarters, official United States government quarters. They're going to come in the box, as you can see right here. So great opportunity for that as well. And for Hillary as well, you're going to have in the $half, you also, the candidate for presidency is also, of course, the $half, because it's the only United States coin that has got the presidential seal on it that you're going to have. And that's a Kennedy $half. Actually, you can see it just underneath. There it is right there. You can have, look at that. Isn't that spectacular?
And by the way, now Trump is leading by 10 points.
There you go.
He's got a major lead right now. So,
yeah, so
it changes.
It changes, yeah. So we're kind of
I kind of feel like some of those anchors, election night, where it kind of goes one way or the other.
Oh my goodness, do we have an early call here?
I know.
I don't know that it's quite as serious as all of that.
No, of course not.
Of course, but
it's fun, right? It's fun, and it's engaging, and I think we're all more engaged than ever before.
And I think the important part is, regardless of, once again, where your predilections lie here, it will be an historic election. I think it'll be historic for turnout. I think it will be historic from a newsworthy standpoint. However it ends up, I think history is going to be made. Certainly, they represent candidates unlike any, what's the best way I can put this? Unlike any candidate pair we've seen before. I think that's the best way to put that with that. But once again, whether you buy one, whether you buy 5, whether you buy 10, and for people that just want to put some back for posterity, for people that want to, let's say they're going to have an election night. Now, the interesting thing is these are selling obviously very well, as well you can imagine, because people are pretty passionate about their candidate, regardless of which one. And so what happens with this is, very simply, we're going to obviously sell these from now until November. And as they kind of, heat up, of course, things will heat up with this as well.
Coming up later on this month.
That's right, coming up later on this month, because we're going to have the convention in Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Of course, the Republican convention comes up first, and so
we'll
we're going to have
maybe the running mates.
That's right. We'll know all about those things. By the way, there's a little bit of a wait in the phone room, so if you go to hsn.com, great way to get to the front of the line. We're 56-44 right now.
Trump still has a really nice, hefty lead.
That's right.
I'll tell you, this is cool.
Yeah, this is, and it is quite interesting. Now, the other part about this is so we'll be keeping a running total between now and November. So as fortunes rise and fall, we'll have that as well.
I know, it's week by week, isn't it?
That's right. It's certainly, I think, hour by hour.
Sometimes hour by hour.
It seems that way. Like I said, brand new, and it's the colorized coin set. So we have 3 state quarters, and then the $half. 3 state quarters, and these are all New York state quarters, and then the $half. And then for Hillary Clinton, that's for Donald Trump. For Hillary Clinton, we are going to have, as you can see, 3 state quarters, and they're going to be Arkansas, Washington, D.C., and New York, actually. Yep. I thought I said Massachusetts, but it's New York is what that's going to be. And so you've got that one set, $19.95. Now you can, what we call, I like to call a self-discount. Okay, in other words, if you buy more, you can save, and it's up to you how much you can save. You can get it down to $16.99 per set. You can get it down to $16.99 per set, and keeping in mind that one of them is a $half, and whether you buy 1 or 5 or 10, of course, you're going to get.
Neat.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, I was excited about presenting them to you because it's so timely. I mean, who isn't engaged in this election? And I think this is a great opportunity for you to be able to expose coins, especially to the younger generation. This is something that's tangible, something that you can have a conversation with. And it doesn't matter which side you weigh in on. I think You know,
well,
Mike
you get to vote.
You get them. You get. I think
put it on your desk or whatever you want to do. I mean, you know, you can put it in a closet. That's up to you. Whatever,
I think they're both unforgettable and historical candidates.
One of the questions that I have is what is the most popular quantity? Is it 1, 5, or 10 sets?
That's a good question.
And that's something that we always know. Because when we show how many are sold, we show like 150 sold. But what you've got with 150 sold is there's 150 orders. So there could be as many as 1,500 sets sold at this point.
I got you.
Based on the fact that if they're all orders of 10. Usually 5 is probably the most popular order that we have. People like to get a nice little discount.
Okay.
5 set is the most popular.
You're always right.
Well, it's not the first time. Like I said, I started doing this with President Reagan.
Your first rodeo.
That's right, exactly. So I mean, you know, it goes on from.
Anybody curious?
There.
Because the last set of numbers I saw. Okay.
There he goes. Yeah.
Trump his lead is almost double, guys.
Yeah, that's
at this point.
So
it's almost double. Wow.
100 to 70. So, and once again, I have no idea.
Isn't that interesting? I mean, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen. We're just having fun.
We're just having some fun with this.
But it's shifted because first it was Hillary, and now Trump almost by double. So
call in and
choose what you like. I think it's great that we have both available for you, reminding you that you can get the one set for $19.99.